Next one, I'm super excited. We've got Jon Allder and Lizzie Stamp. The first time ever we're doing a double act, so this is setting the tone for the future of sales confidence. They're going to be talking about 7 minutes in sales heaven. How lovely. So they're going to be covering breaking the kind of reactive approach throughout the sales process, thinking about the cadences and when they're important and when they work. And so just to give you an intro, Jon has been an SDR at SalesLoft for about 8 months now. Prior to that, he was in recruitment as well as corporate foreign exchange skills, which fundamentally, I'm sure there's a lot of people here that have been through that transition of FX into sales, and you get used to banging the phones a lot. So, that set you up well. Lizzie has been an SDR and now moved into an AE. So one of the journey points that we want to highlight as new salespeople in the room as SDRs is that transition that I hope many of you are ambitious to make in the early part of your career. She actually started in marketing before moving into sales, so she's got a great background of understanding the landscape. So looking forward, can we have a round of applause for Jon Allder and Lizzie Stamp, 7 minutes in sales heaven.
Cool, here we go. Hi everyone, my name's Jon. As James said, I'm an SDR here at SalesLoft.
Oh, hi everyone, Lizzie. Exactly as said, I'm an AE here at SalesLoft. Used to be an SDR, and we're going to talk to you guys today all about being reactive across your sales process. It will make more sense as we go on.
Amazing. So we appreciate you've been sitting down for a while. So we actually want to start by asking everyone to stand up.
Thanks for standing. So we want you to sit down if you've ever sent a prospecting email and you've seen activity on that email. So by activity, I mean you've seen clicks, you've seen opens, perhaps even they're visiting your website through tracking, and you haven't sent an email within 5 minutes of seeing the activity.
Amazing. So of the 4 people still standing up in the room, sit down if you haven't given them a call within 5 minutes of seeing that activity.
Okay, cool. So of the people left standing, the 3 left, sit down if you haven't sent a GIF or a meme that same day of seeing the activity after doing one of the other steps.
Amazing. Everyone look at the guy standing up. He's going to the bar because he doesn't need the next 10 minutes.
There is one left. There's one person. So yeah, that kind of leads us on to our topic. It's all about sort of honing in on that sort of moment of intent, if you will, and using reactivity to convert the prospecting emails that you're booking into meetings, and then across the rest of the sales process to convert your funnel into actual revenue, essentially.
Amazing. So, as James said, we're the first double act, and we want to utilize this as much as we can. So we're actually going to kick off with a really short role play. In this scenario, I am prospecting Lizzie. Lizzie is from a tier 1 account, and I know that she's the right person to speak to. So we're going to kick off my sales cycle by sending her a highly personalized email on day 1 of my cadence. In my case, I'm sending her a video.
Cool, so I am the tier 1 prospect and I've received the video. And the email looks interesting, so I decided, okay, I'm going to give this a watch. Obviously, there's a little bit of interest there, but I don't reply to Jon. I just leave it. I'm probably thinking to myself, this isn't the right time.
So as an SDR, this is quite frustrating. I wish Lizzie replied, but she didn't. But I can see activity on her email. So we're going to ask you to put hands up this time rather than stand up. Hands up if you would see this activity on an email and send a standard written email in response.
Okay, hands up if you would maybe give them a call.
A few more. And finally, hands up if you would send a meme or a GIF. Love that. Cool. So at this point, we actually did some research at SalesLoft. And we did it through A/B testing and what works for us and what works for our ICP. And we found that a meme was 30% more likely to get a response than the other two methods. Now, I'm kind of winging how I'm going to do this, and without a screen, I can't really do it too well, but I've got two memes in my hand that worked really well for us. The first one is the car swerving left towards book a meeting with Jon. The second one being a skeleton asking Lizzie to respond to my email. Now, I want to hear a cheer if you would send the skeleton. No one. So everyone's going to cheer for this one, right?
Cool, thanks guys. So also the reason we're talking about 5 minutes and why it's that quick is because research actually shows when it comes to leads and trying to convert them, that if you are to contact them within 5 minutes, you have a 10 times higher chance of converting it than if it's 10 minutes or more. So just wanted to focus on that a little bit.
Now, to highlight again, memes work really well for our ICP and our buyer as heads of sales, but for your ICP, it might be a little bit different. So having a sales engagement tool that allows you to A/B test what works and what doesn't will allow you to see what is the most effective way of reacting for your ICP.
Exactly that. And yeah, just to highlight that we actually book 40% as an SDR team, 40% of our meetings just through being reactive. So just through like honing in on that moment and just trying to get them in that same time. So we're actually going to switch roles now. So for the purpose of the presentation, we're going to switch over and we're going to talk about it from a viewpoint of what would happen next. So he's booked that meeting. He has used that moment to get me onto a discovery call or even a demo. And I'm the AE that's sitting in on there. And I'm going to run with it, say the commercial call's gone amazing, say that we are now sending the final proposal of commercials. And he's my prospect. So he receives that on his end. Jon a call, I ask him what's stopping you from giving me this contract information and giving me the green light. And because I've done that, I've been able to sort of, again, make him a priority in my day, and he feels like, okay, she really wants this, let's talk it out, let's cross all those boxes, cross all those T's even, and then we basically get the deal signed within 24 hours. So it's just showing you how not only can it be used to convert for meetings, but also convert for deals.
Cool. So to round this up, as I appreciate we only have 7 minutes, it's really important to A/B test what we spoke about today and to see what works for your ICP versus ours. And we found that being reactive on emails rather than sticking to a cadence or a sequence was 40% more effective. And 43% of our meetings as an SDR team at SalesLoft came from being reactive alone.
Yeah, and interestingly, what we found through A/B testing is actually memes is the best way to book and convert that into a meeting when you're prospecting. So 37% higher chance when you're using memes. And even more interestingly, if you were to do a double tap, so like we asked at the start, if you don't just send the meme or send the email, for example, and you don't hear back and then you give them a call, then it's even higher than that and it's around 40%. So definitely worth giving a go.
So for anyone that hasn't used memes before, I'm happy to share with you all the examples that have worked really well for me. And please do reach out to me on LinkedIn, where I'm super active, or Lizzie.
Yeah, and if you do have any questions, we're hoping you're filled with them, then we'll be doing the panel after. Thanks.